Hi, and welcome to What's Next Wall Street. I am Georgia Alfredas.
And I'm Dave Mathews, and this is a show about stocks, crypto, and the new decentralized financial Web3 world around us.
I got details on all the hot new trending products that everybody's talking about, using and investing in. And today, wow, I'm talking about what you need to invest in, like the best of the best and our list of things to invest in.
Well, I'm going to talk about ways you can be alerted to hacking attempts before they hurt you, and you can stay safe online proactively.
So we've got Greg Krause, lead instructor at OptionsPlayers.com, as our expert. Greg charts a lot of these companies, and those chart indicators show where a particular stock may be headed so that it's easier for you to target investment potential. So Greg combines technical analysis with fundamental knowledge.
Now, all this is our goal to provide you with education, information, and tips to help you become a more informed trader with a tailored trade plan so you can stay up to speed with what's next on Wall Street and stack some gains.
That's it. You can email us at OptionsPlayers.com or hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street with your questions. You can also, or we can direct you to instructors and experts over at OptionsPlayers.com who dig into, I said that like chicka, they dig into trading fundamentals.
Now, you can watch episodes of this on the OptionsPlayers.com YouTube channel or listen to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your damn podcasts.
Yes. Whether you're listening to the damn podcast or watching the damn thing on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
Is your dad here?
I know, right? Hit the alert button so that you always know what's next. You knows what's next on Wall Street. And if you like it, give us 5 stars. But there's really nothing not to like. That did not make sense, but whatever. Well, the great resignation continues. Bye, y'all. Just kidding. Okay, Americans keep quitting their jobs in large numbers.
I see what you did there. Were you about to walk off on us?
Okay, so 4.4 million workers quit or changed their jobs in April. Meanwhile, there are 11.4 million job openings across the U.S. When people tell you they can't find a job, they're lying.
Well, some players in the tech industry are paying big bucks to keep workers on the job. Others are laying off like crazy. A Wall Street Journal analyst puts Amazon, Google, and Meta, as well as Netflix, among the top paying companies, with median pay for employees rising over the course of the pandemic. Workers at Amazon can now earn a base salary of up to $350,000 a year.
Whoa.
These are for engineers,
Okay.
developers, nerds. That's not you. Just
all right.
go back to delivering boxes. They were making $160,000 from 2 years ago. Now, Google's median pay is up to about $296,000.
Wow.
Again, Georgia, developers.
All right,
just keep searching your name. 14% of that is an increase from 2009. Also, Meta and Netflix are paying 6-figure medium salaries. Again, Georgia, developers.
All right,
just keep watching Netflix and chilling.
Yes, exactly. So now y'all know. I'm going to tell my kid, here's what you need to major in school, okay? But Dave, the biggest swing in pay wasn't in the tech industry. Ha ha ha. Marathon Petroleum, which sold its line of convenience stores in 2019, boosted its median pay by a whopping 441%, up to almost $149,000 a year. So that, what were they making at first? That means they could buy like 6 Chevy Bolts. Why do I bring that up? Because after cutting the price of the Bolt to between $26,000 and $27,000, Chevy now has the most affordable electric car in the U.S.
And it's still fugly.
Shut up, boy. This is a 20% drop from their 2020 model, which went for over $36,000. Apparently, the web guys didn't get the memo because the photo we're showing here from Chevy's website shows the Bolt starting price at $31,000.
Maybe this is government subsidies dropping this thing, but anyway, it's still a fugly car.
No.
Today's pro tip is brought to you by OptionsPlayers.com. Now, long-term profitability requires 2 related skill sets. The first is to identify a set of strategies that makes more money than it loses. Makes sense? And then, number 2, use those strategies as part of a trading plan.
Okay.
And then third, the strategies have to perform well while the market experiences both bull and bear situations. I think that was like a 2-part first one.
Yes, okay.
In other words, while a lot of the traders know how to make money in specific markets, like a strong trend, they fail in the long run because their strategies don't adapt to inevitable changes in market conditions.
Okay.
Now, we talk about this all the time,
Yes.
but we can't stress it enough. Stay true to your plan and a system without any emotions. You have to act like a robot trading. Learn how to recognize candle patterns for on-the-move decision-making. This will increase your win rate while making your experience that much more enjoyable. Now, we hope this helps you stack some gains. Woo.
Okay, my favorite part of the show. This is where we get to hear from you, and we want to know what you want to know. You can always hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street, comment on our YouTube page, or email us at www.OptionsPlayers.com. This first email comes from Mug, who writes, I'm 38 years old and have a small managed portfolio that I can choose one of 5 types of risk. I have always kept it very aggressive since time is still on my side. Time is on my side. Yes,
let's get back to the show.
Okay, sorry. Are there ever ideal times to consider changing it to moderate risk or even to a conservative risk portfolio that's heavy in bonds? Hypothetically, if future market conditions become similar to now, should it ever matter at my age if it's a long-term thing? Thanks. Love the show and all the content you produce. Well,
thank you, Mug.
This is a Greg question. Greg?
Well, I don't know his exact situation, so I can't give.
He basically just gave you
I don't know everything. So look, this is what people want. That's all. I need to know what type of life insurance he has. If he's trying to plan on leaving money to someone else, does he put money into that? Does he need not to put as much money into? You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things you have to understand, and that's why being a financial advisor, you really can't do it unless you know everything about that individual. I will say, normally what you want to do is the older you get, the more safer it goes, right? You don't want to go into a recession and you want to retire because now you can't. So first question is how much do you have? When do you want to retire? If you want to retire at 40, you should already becoming less risky. If you're still waiting, you're going to retire in, say 60 something, you can still have more risk there. And then when you get closer to that, pull it. It used to be a little thing where you would have 70% of stocks, 30% of bonds, so on and so on. As you get closer to your retirement age, it's almost all bonds because, then there's no risk. Essentially, there is a risk, but there's not a risk.
And you can pull out of those bonds with regular draws.
Just do short-term bonds.
This is a good question for Greg because Greg is retired. If y'all could see what he's got flip-flops on, T-shirt. He's throwing a blazer. Yeah, he's throwing a blazer over his T-shirt. Retired early, so Greg is a great person to answer this question.
Like I said, I would say right now, especially in this market condition, you might want to be conservative. But then if we look statistically over time, you just buy and you never sell or anything like that. For me personally, if you understand bonds, I don't want to make this show really long trying to explain how bonds work, but as yields go up, right, bond prices go down. So I've been short bonds because I expected inflation started coming in. So I was like, oh, they got to raise rates a little bit, although I don't think that's really going to help. But they're doing that, and by shorting bonds, that's made me money. And there's EFTs out there like TBT. You can look at that one. And there's other ways you can do that. Now, his is managed, so it doesn't really help him much. They've already doing that. So go risky, and then when you're getting to that 20 years or so to retirement, start reeling it in slowly. But first off, go talk to someone, financial advisor, or go to a website where you could put all this crap in and it'll tell you, hey, you should put this and this and this statistically. But if I look the same way I used to say, if you're worried about it and you can't, and you're always worrying about what's happening in the market, you got too much risk.
That's right.
Dial it back.
Got it.
So the old good sleep method. If you're thinking about it instead of sleeping, you got too much risk.
All right.
Good question, Mug. Now, this next email comes from Brian Howard in Dallas, Texas, who asks, with the market entering recession territory, is now a good time to start buying leaps on beat-down stocks for an eventual move-up? Greg, a lot of stuff got hammered within the early summer time frame. Now we're moving into full summer mode here. What's going on?
Well, first off, we don't know. Trying to call the bottom is just a guess. Nobody knows when it is. And then you look at the smartest people in the industry, people that own all these large firms or run big banks, maybe like Bank of America. Then you have JPM. Bank of America is like, I don't really, I'm not really worried about a recession. Then JPM's over there like, I'm getting ready for a recession. Like, which one's doing what? I don't really know.
It seems like a lot of the VCs in California are telling all their startups, like, hey, be prepared for the nuclear winter, even though it's summer, because they've seen these ebbs and flows before.
So it's really on the consumer, how the consumer really reacts, and what does with rates. And we can't really go down in rates right now. It's even going to be worse. I don't think we make any major moves maybe until after the mid-elections, just for political reasons. People will try to keep everything kind of calm because the Democrats don't want the market to crash or anything like that before because that's not good for
they'll
elections.
lose votes.
Exactly. So I think they'll do everything in the Fed's power or anything he could control, which he doesn't supposed to even discuss with the Fed, but he's having meetings with them. So
Who's that, Biden?
Yeah. So
Sleepy Joe?
Yeah, Sleepy Joe, man. So
man.
he's doing some things. So it is what it is. I think they're going to do everything they can to bump the market up, or at least not make it drop. And then we've had major drops, but now we're kind of back up on this upswing. And people just think, oh, the market goes up, market goes down. Just understand that on an average recession, market goes down on average about 13 times, down 22%. And then it goes back up, and then it goes back down, up overall.
13 times over.
In one recession period, okay? 10 to 13 times, and an average of 22% each drop. But then it goes up 15%. So,
Okay.
Geez, I'm picturing Greg's mind right now, like the movie A Beautiful Mind, where there's Post-it notes all over. And
I was thinking of SpongeBob SquarePants when his mind goes crazy and there's always burning everything. All right, so if you have a question, we can probably answer it, or Greg can. So hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street, in the comments section or on our YouTube page, or email us at WNW@OptionsPlayers.com with your questions.
SpongeBob. Hey, G, have you been pwned?
I don't know what that means. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, pwned. All right, so it's geek leet speak. It's a term because it was misspelled because of the proximity of the P and O keys on the keyboard when someone typed owned, meaning one of your accounts has been taken over by hackers on the internet.
Wow.
All right, so this happens when things like email, logins to your bank, or even Instagram and Facebook takeovers of your account. Has that ever happened to you?
I mean, kind of, a little bit.
All right. Now, if someone pwns or takes over your email, they can use that data to do password resets of other accounts that use that email for your secondary authentication.
Okay.
And that is no bueno, which is why I recommend using a second factor of authentication on your accounts, like an SMS message to your phone,
Yes.
or an app like Authenticator from Google. And this Authenticator app runs on everything from Android to iOS, and a lot of websites support it.
Okay.
Now, there are a couple of things you can do to keep track of which accounts have the potential to be taking over your accounts. Now, the first site I like is haveibeenpwned.com. These guys scour the internet looking for information on breaches, like if someone is selling data from a website that you have an account on. Joe, go ahead and scroll down the page here. So an example of this is I typed in me@my.com, and it shows all the breaches that
Wait, scroll
occurred.
down, Joe. I want to see. Scroll down.
This is a fixed asset.
Okay,
I
it's
just
fixed asset.
realized when
But let
he
me
didn't
ask you,
scroll.
I'm scared to go to this website because it just feel like it's going to be like I'm going to hit a porn site. I don't like the name. I'm scared I'll do it at my computer at home, my desktop.
These guys are legit. Now think
Okay.
of it as a type of digital watchdog for your security.
Okay.
You can type in your own email address and make sure you use your burner emails too, like that old Hotmail or Yahoo account that you might use for shopping sites. And you can see how many data breaches it was
I'm
included
supposed
on.
to use that for shopping sites?
There's a whole, don't you watch this show?
Okay, sorry.
There's a whole list of the sites that have been data breaches that shows you here. Now, I did my Facebook email and it was included no less than 4 breaches. You can type in your email and scroll through the pages and see the breaches that occurred and why and who may have your hopefully old credentials. Now, remember, if you change your password frequently, you won't have this problem.
How frequently am I supposed to change my password?
Well, if you have a site set up like Have I Been Pwned, it'll tell you that a site's been compromised. And a lot of times this will tell you before the people that own the site to change those passwords.
Okay.
And don't forget to type in all your email addresses so you can keep tabs on multiple accounts. And then they'll email you whenever your site that you have this account on has been pwned or owned. Okay. Now, the other site I love is definitely pre-crime on the internet. You remember Minority Report with pre-crime, right?
Yes.
So it's the U.S. government's Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency Vulnerability Alert.
What? I can't type that quick.
It's a CISA. So now you can head over to CISA.gov, the government site, of course, and look for the button on the type right called U.S. CERT, where you can view the current attacks, or most importantly, sign up for email alerts on when these new breaches occur. Now, this is more for people that are nerds like me, people like you would most likely, Georgia, want to register to the Have I Been Pwned account to see if you're vulnerable.
Okay.
But if you're an early adopter geek like myself, or maybe Greg's probably into this stuff, you'll want to keep tabs on what the annoying hackers are doing, disrupting the internet in general or our own critical infrastructure. So keep your passwords complex, second factor authentication turned on, and you won't be pwned.
Let me ask you something, because you say keep them complex, and we're going to keep moving here. But so when my website says, when I'm trying to get a new password and it says, do you want to use our website? Should I use that website? Should I use that password? Because that password will have a zillion different things I'll never remember.
Yeah, I think you're talking about like Safari on
Yes,
Apple,
yes,
and I think
yes.
Firefox is doing this now too, and Mozilla. So yeah, use the passwords they generate for you, but they need to be saved by the browser. Now, look, Mozilla just had some breaches that came out, and I saw this CERT email that came out this week. So what you want to do is keep those programs up to date as well. So when Apple suggests an update or Mozilla, Firefox suggests an update, do that download right away, because we're finding these bugs that people are being able to inject data into these sites.
I'm glad you said that, because just this morning it was like, do you want it? And I'm like, tomorrow, remind me tomorrow.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yes. Okay, Greg, you're going to hate me for this, because I know you don't like to give advice. So let's just call this your opinion, okay? I know you like giving your opinion. I know you don't like giving advice. But so I was looking at Kiplinger's latest list of the 22 best stocks to buy for 2022. And I want to get your advice, all right? Or, I mean, opinion, yes, on this list. I just want to ask you about a few of them, okay? Not all 22. Disney is number 1 on the list. What? They say Disney was super prepared when the pandemic hit. So Disney theme parks closed, the movie business sucked, and ESPN programming was derailed because sports was basically canceled. However, Disney Plus was fire with the Marvel and Star Wars content, and we were all sitting at home, falling in love with little baby Yoda.
So adorable.
Yes, Uber is on the list at number 2. Of course, there's Uber Eats, which we also became addicted to during the height of the pandemic. And there is also Uber's emerging freight business. Alibaba is on the list as number 6. Alibaba is number 1 in e-commerce in China. And they say the shares are cheap right now. Some other notables on the list are Public Storage, Bank of America, CVS Health, Starbucks, Chevron, 7-Eleven, and EPR Properties. Of course, EPR Properties has entertainment properties like ski resorts, theme parks, Top Golf, movie theaters, et cetera, et cetera. So, Greg, you got to pick 3 to personally invest in. Which ones are they and why? And be quick.
He's going to say none of those.
I know.
No, I'll start with Disney.
Okay.
And first off, Disney Plus was not like some crazy. You got to understand, Disney was almost twice the value of it what is right now after Disney Plus came out. But the major income that Disney brought in was from movies and from their TV show or from TV shows. And then they did Disney Plus, which was streaming. So
Their
you
own
basically
assets,
bastardized your number 1 income. So when it went up to 200, I was like, I'm shorting this, right? So, I'm not one of those guys that only go long or short. I'll hyena the crap out of that. I'll get what I got to get. I do think Disney is undervalued, and I think that's probably why it's number 1.
Okay,
coming
that's
out of
good
the
to know. Okay,
coming
yes.
out of the pandemic,
Okay.
where can they go? I'm not looking at whether parks and things get bigger or anything like that. I'm looking at just shows. Y'all are union actors, right? I'm just here as a guest, right? So
Wait, hold on. This is union pay?
It actually is union pay.
You're going to get somebody
It
in
is
trouble.
union pay.
You're probably getting paid half a day. But so all these COVID stuff has probably slowed down movies being released,
Sure.
TV shows being released, and that's money in their hands. Is these these TV shows and things like that. So I think that's where it's going to get when that really gets back into full swing and they start releasing more. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi that's out right now.
Yes,
I watched
everybody
one.
loves Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, so I think that will help Disney get back up, and
Okay.
you might see a big swing on
So
that.
we got Disney as one of them. Give me 2
CVS.
more.
Only reason why
CVS.
you want to know why?
Why?
Target.
Wait, what?
CVS's pharmacies are
It's
going
in
into
Target.
Target. Target's
Yes.
going up. They're putting in major cities. You see, especially around here in the Dallas area with 95 cities surrounding it. Every Target's is getting that CVS pharmacy.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge going up. It's not just go to Walmart or go to that CVS. Now, when your wife also says, hey, I'm going to go to the pharmacy, she's going to spend 4 hours
She's gonna be in
looking
there
at
shopping.
Target.
She's
so
gonna-
there
yes.
you go,
Okay.
females. That CVS is
Disney,
going to push into
CVS.
this. And now I don't even know what their stock is like. I just know, hey, CVS is in Target. I just somehow think that's going to help it. Okay.
Yes. So your wife is driving the yes, that's,
Yeah,
we do.
although we don't have a Target near us because we live out in the middle of nowhere. All right, so let's get over here. The third ones, I didn't really see any of them. I'm not a super fan of Starbucks, and I never have, but it's so global. All their stuff comes from everywhere.
What about Uber? What about
Unionization, though, too?
Yeah, it's just so many
some
running
questions
parts
there.
right now with a recession coming in. I fear for that one.
what about Uber? What about 7-Eleven? What about who else did I say on that list?
Uber, okay, so we'll talk about Uber, and I won't recommend another one, so you're only getting
Okay.
two. But
Okay.
Uber, for my problem, is all these Uber Eats and things, the actual price to deliver it is almost more than the food now for your whole, like, people aren't even, like, in large areas, if you don't tip them at, like, $30, they won't even pick up your food and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's really going to hurt.
But let
I
me
understand
tell you something.
supply and demand,
I don't care. I don't want to get up and go out and I got to get my whole family together and it's
Yeah.
just going to get dropped off at my door. I look at Uber Eats the way I look at pizza delivery. I'm like, really, like, it's to me like ordering a pizza.
But
But you
sooner or
probably
later,
have the platinum card from Amex where they give Uber Eats credits. I have the Chase
What?
Sapphire card. They
They
give
get
credits.
platinum card. What you talking about?
Yeah, your platinum card.
the
Your
hell,
platinum
honey?
Amex. Yeah.
you got to have them both, man.
I didn't know that. I'm
Chase
about to
Sapphire gives
call
discounts.
right
Yeah.
now.
That's all I can afford,
got-
that $100 a year fee.
You got to get that reserve card.
What?
That's right.
I'm
We'll
about
talk
to call
about credit
American
cards.
Express as soon as I get done here.
Yeah, well,
they
just-
owe me money.
Just set it up on your auto pay for this thing. All right, so next week we're going to talk about credit cards and how you can optimize the point strategy.
Yes, I
And this
need that.
time we want to thank lead instructor Greg Krause at Options Players for being here with us in the studio today.
Yes, remember, if you've got questions, we can try to help you answer them, and we want to know what you want to know. So we'd love to hear from you. Email us at WNW@OptionsPlayers.com or hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street. We love y'all's questions. We really do.
Help us help you.
Yeah,
Right? It's like therapy for your finance.
I like it.
Hey, you can always, of course, watch episodes of What's Next Wall Street on the OptionsPlayers.com YouTube page or listen on Spotify, Apple, and share the podcast.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button, press that like, give us some stars, and you'll find out as soon as each new episode drops. I'm Dave Mathews.
And I am Georgia Alfredas. We will see you next time on What's
What's Next
Wall
Wall
Street.
Street?
Okay.